Penguin, guess what? I'm so excited. Advent is my favourite season in the church calendar, and it started. Advent is the church season that runs for the last few weeks before Christmas. It starts before Sundays before Christmas Day, which is today. So you could say it's a kind of a countdown. Yes, counting down to Christmas. I am sure most of you have an Advent calendar. Mine has chocolate. I love Christmas. It's about receiving the best present ever. No, not a Barbie or even a remote control car, Penguin, but Jesus, our Saviour. Advent is about two things. Anticipating Christmas. I love Christmas. Yes, I love Christmas. But the main point of the story is of a baby born in a stable. In the Bible, we can read all about this in the Gospel of Matthew and Luke, who tell the traditional Christmas story. Shepherds, angels, kings, and a great big star. A lot happens before the birth of this baby in a stable. That's why we start the countdown to Christmas 4 weeks before with Advent. We get ready to celebrate Jesus' birth, reminding ourselves of the bigger plan he is a part of, and how much the world was waiting for a Saviour, even before Mary became pregnant and had a very large tummy, was waddling around with swollen ankles. So today is Advent week 1, and the theme is hope. And guess what? Jesus is our hope, and hope in the Bible means things will get better. Yes, things will get better. Now I decided to bake a few mini Christmas cakes of hope to share with some of our church family who need some extra hope. So let's go over to my kitchen. Come on, let's go over. Hello children. As you know, first week of Advent, it's all about hope, and we've decided to do hope Christmas cakes, little ones, which we're going to pass out to the people who come into our cafe on a Wednesday. So I've got all the ingredients here, and I will give you the recipe. But first, it's the flour and the nutmeg and spices goes in. Then the sugar. Then the eggs. Then the butter. All the cherries. And then all the orange and lime, lemon peel. Make sure you get it all in. I've already washed my hands, so I'm all clean. And this is an all-in-one recipe, so it's very straightforward. Throw everything in. I've got my whizzer. All the lovely soaked fruit, which we've soaked overnight to give it that extra flavour. You should have a mixture like this. That's perfect mixture, and it's ready to go into tins, which we'll do in the next step.
Now we're going to put Paul's cake mixture into cake tins. So you can see that I have prepared the lining of the tin already and cut it to shape. And I've done a little lip at the bottom so that when you turn it round, it folds easily. So you can see like that, made little cuts so that it turns easily. So I've measured it, and we're using baked bean tins, okay, as our little gifts. So you want it to be double lined, to go all the way around the edge. And then of course you need a circular piece at the bottom, which I measured by drawing around it. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in there.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, they're nice, aren't they?
The cakes will be ready, so we take them out of the oven, we put them somewhere to cool down, and once they cool down, we wrap them in tin foil, and then, when we're very satisfied, we actually put them in nice decorations. So when we pass them out, they look good, and we know we're going to share hope. Well, I decided I needed some hope, so I ate one of the cakes. I feel so much better. I hope it makes a difference to the people we gave them to. Back to Advent and the Christmas story. I love Christmas. We start with Mary and Joseph, two of the main characters. Get your parents to read the story in Luke 1:26 to 38 and Matthew 1:18 to 21. Mary and Joseph have just been told by Angel Gabriel. Do you think that's Angel Gabriel? That they are going to have a baby and that it is God's son and they are to name him Jesus. Remember, this first week of Advent is about hope and Jesus is our hope. The Christmas story has started. Each week we are going to make a part of the story. So I think we should make both Mary and Joseph to start our Christmas scene. So off we go to watch Paul make Mary and Joseph.
Hello, we're now going to be making our Mary and Joseph in preparation for our Nativity Bethlehem scene. So we are using things like paper cups, so use whatever you have at home. So these are different styles. I've used the biggest one I've got, and anything that's round or egg-shaped, big enough for the head for the person. We're also then going to just use any cardboard we find. You can see I've made some arms, which I'm going to stick on. So we need, obviously, 2 arms per person. And then we've got some little hands that are going to go on our arms. We've got some eyes, which you can draw on, but I happen to have googly ones. And we've got a beard for Joseph, as well as his walking stick. And we also have their headdress. In Mary and Joseph, in their culture, they wore coverings of cloth over their head. Right, so I'm going to first start by putting the hands on the ends of the arms. Okay, so I've got my little hands here. I'm going to dip it in my glue. I'm just going to put it on the end of his arm like that. So then these can be drying while we're doing the face.
I'm not supposed to do this bit while you're doing the hands. So it doesn't matter if you talk, just go,
Okay. Now while they're drying, these are the people that I started to make earlier. These are my cups. Okay. So we had some eggs that were a bit shiny, so we've covered them in skin-coloured paper to make our faces more realistic and easy to cover. So first of all, I'm going to stick the eyes on. So I'm just using a cardboard as a brush with a bit of glue. Some glue on my eyes. Now this one is Mary, so I'm going to give her a smile. Okay. This one is Joseph, and he's got a beard. And what we've used here is just a bit of felt that we've painted. So I'm just going to work out where I'm going to put it. I'll put it there, so we won't see his mouth, but we have a nose. Now we're going to put the headdress on Mary. So I need to put a blob of glue on the top of her head and at her side of her head where her ears would be. So first of all, I'm going to put the material over the top and just coming above her eyes like that. And then you need to tuck it like a fold, she says, and stick it to the side of her head. Like that. And then you can just hold it there for a minute. Now for Joseph's headdress. So again, glue at the top of his head, and then we want glue at the side of his head where the ears would be.
Okay, so you bring that material over just above his eyes, and then we need to fold it under and stick it at the side, like that, and like that.
Now we're going to put the arms on. So I'm going to put the arms on Mary. But this particular cup is quite slippery, so you do have to hold the arm in place for a few minutes for it to set, otherwise it'll fall off.
Okay.
So as you can see, I've put the arms on, but I ended up using tape because the glue wasn't very successful, so you might need to do the same. And Joseph has also got his very important walking stick, which we've glued in place. So here is our Mary and Joseph, ready for their journey to Bethlehem.